Hi guys, Sandy here from Sewing with Sandy. Welcome to my makes and upcoming projects video. I've been focusing on silhouette patterns for some reason. I have 3 here on the mannequins and another one in queue. It just seems to be my go-to right now, but I wanted to give you a little view of this one. This is from Sew Over It, and it is the Anderson blouse. It's really cute. I like the way the sleeves work. There's a sweet little cuff. I've made it a couple of times. It has a nice surplice top. I'm not crazy about the hem on the blouse. It's kind of short, and I don't usually wear my blouses tucked in. So this one has a little elastic on the bottom, and it makes it kind of blousey, and I can wear it outside my pants. So that I like. And the other ones I made, I just made it longer, and I think that that works better for me. But cute pattern, love it. And this fabric is from Elliott Berman, and they're out of New York, and they have a wonderful online store that you can buy stuff from. The warehouse is great when you go down to New York, if we ever get back out there and travel again. And but yeah, you can buy this online. This is a crepe, and they have a lot of Italian and French fabrics, which are absolutely fabulous. So it's a really interesting store to buy quality fabrics online. They don't tend to be inexpensive, but they're not outrageously expensive either. So some of the other projects that I've been working on, this one is Silhouette 425. It's Craig's blouse. And I just did a write-up for Minerva. They just changed over their website from Minerva Craft to Minerva, and they have a spot for Minerva makers, and you can see this on there, and all of this information will be down in the bottom. I did a blog post about this blouse, and it's really cute. It doesn't have darts, it has gathers in the front instead of darts, and then it has French cuffs, which we don't use very often, but I really like the look of them. And I just used some earrings, some like double-backed earrings to go in there to hold the cuffs in place. And this fabric is from Minerva, and it's a crepe, and it's a lovely. It's so wonderful to work with. See my palette, right? It's all browns. And this style of blouse, a super simple collar and just a fold-over placket. It was a pretty quick and easy project to put through. So this is on Minerva's website, and then also there's a post in my blog post. So that's one of the projects I just finished. One of the other ones, another Minerva project that I just did, and another silhouette pattern, is the 400 swing dress. I love this dress. I've made it, oh gosh, gobs and gobs of times. It makes this flowy knit dress that, now the pattern comes with long sleeves, right? But I have shortened the sleeves. On this one, I actually did like kind of a little flutter sleeve. This fabric is also from Minerva, and it's also up on their website. And it's this super yummy stretch ITY. And this went up in a snap. I made a floor length for summer, just with a little self-binding, so quick, just side darts and side seams in the sleeves, and boom, you're done. So that is a really simple project, great project. The other silhouette pattern that I made, funnily enough, is Sheila's Jacket 1819. And this is super unconstructed, very open. There's no buttons. I've pinned it here just so you can see it closed. Self-facing, it's not even lined. And the pattern actually calls for raw edges on it with some kind of decorative finish. And I haven't quite decided how to finish this yet. This fabric is from B&J Fabric, and they're in New York, and they have some of the best fabrics in the world. That is my absolutely all-time favorite store. They do have an online presence. It's not quite the same as going in the store, but they do a lot of costumes for the New York theater district, and they have the most gorgeous fabrics. Now, you can find good deals there, but you can also find stuff that is so outrageously expensive, but absolutely so gorgeous. They have a huge selection of wools and men's shirts and suiting and raincoat fabric and silks, everything you could possibly want. That's the store. If you can only go to one store in New York, go there. there or mood, one of the two. But so anyway, this pattern just has cute little knit sleeves. I used a black Pontoroma, and I believe this probably is from Elliot Berman. And then, because I buy it like by the bolt, because I use it all the time. And then this really cute striped fabric, and it just has darts. And this, like I said, this collar. So it's made open. It's long. It kind of goes down below your hip line. You can see how long that is. So for this time of year, it's a cute little jacket over a pair of black knit pants with a bright colored shirt underneath, and that is fabulous. The other thing I've been working on is fun little gifts for Christmas and gift giving. One of them, there's a video and I'll post about how to make a pillow out of a t-shirt. So this was a t-shirt for a school that one of my children went to, and it just folds into the pillow form. Pillow form's in there. Super quick, super cute. And for all those t-shirts, you know, this is a great present for the kids. They want to put them on their beds and they want these t-shirts, but they don't fit them anymore, or they don't want to wear them, or, you know, there's a section of them that might be torn or stained. And this is a great way to use the pillow. It's a little stretchy because it's knit. It fits the form really well. And then you can make a bunch of them and change them out. So that's kind of a fun way to keep your t-shirts as a memento. And it makes a great gift, because if they don't miss them and you can sneak them out of their closet and make them, then that's terrific. The other thing that I made, I don't have it here with me, is a minky blanket. I made that for my granddaughter. So fast, so simple. And again, I have a video on that, and I will pop that in. Actually, I'll probably put it in at the end of this video, but they go up incredibly fast. And if you haven't used minky fabric yet, you need to, because this is like the most yummiest fabric you could ever want in your whole life. It's super soft, super yummy. You can get it on Amazon, which is amazing. And it makes, I just put it on the back of a blanket. My daughter found a fabric that she liked that was a minky printed from Spoonflower. And if you haven't heard of Spoonflower, you can go in there and designers go in and put their fabric in, and then you can get that fabric printed on any kind of, that print on any kind of fabric. So you can buy the same print and get it on a chiffon and a satin and use it together. She happened to get it on minky, on a low pile minky, and then we just put one of these on the back. So the project that I'm working on this weekend is to make wraparound infinity minky scarves for everybody. So I have a bunch of different patterns and a bunch of different colorways, mostly creams and roses, and I'm going to make minky infinity scarves for all the girls. If you go on Etsy to buy these, you can see them for $30, $40, and you can get a yard of this minky fabric for about $16, $17, and you can make a bunch of scarves. So it's economical, it's handmade, and they're super simple to put up. So I'm going to do a video about that, and I should have that up hopefully by the end of the weekend, if not early next week. I want to make a bunch of them up because I'm teaching a class on it. So that is my first project for this weekend. But minky, I had never, who knew? I had never heard of it, and then I went to go see someone and they were showing me the minky blankets that they were making, and I was blown away, absolutely blown away. So the other quick little project on my to-do list, this is PUL. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it before, but it is a plastic-backed fabric. It's got a little tiny bit of stretch in it, and you use it for diaper bags. And so I have made several diaper bags for my daughter, and it's waterproof, right? It's washable and it's waterproof. So she uses cloth diapers. She puts them in here when she's away, and then brings them home, and then everything just gets chucked into the washing machine. So it's perfect. So it's already lined. So I'm going to make up a zippered bag and do a little video on that, because this is another great little project. Although the PUL is hard to find and it can be a little expensive, I think you can get it at B&J Fabrics. She found hers on Amazon. She bought a bunch on Amazon, but just make sure you get a good quality PUL. But yeah, if you're looking for something that's waterproof, a little cute little rain cape for your kids, right? Or grandchildren. I mean, that would be adorable. or a little raincoat. So PUL, yep, poly something something something, but yeah, it is a waterproof, water resistant, washable fabric with a little bit of stretch. So who could ask for anything more than that when you're dealing with kids? I have another project due for Minerva, for the Minerva makers, and I'm going to make a Moto jacket. Now I've made this jacket at least 4 times. It's a silhouette pattern 1100. It's Ellen's jacket. So that picture is hard to see, but if you look at the line drawing detail, you can see that it's a princess seam jacket. It's a 2-piece sleeve. It's got a great collar, a front zipper, and then it has all of these little pocket details and elbow details. There's channels stitched in the elbows, and then the pockets have lacing on them, and then there's little welts in the back. It's really quite the jacket with the points down in the front and then the separating zipper. It fits great and it looks amazing because it's not too long, but it's long enough. It's not cropped, and it's nipped in because it's got the princess seams, and the details on it are really cute. So the fabric that I have is a stretch leather. I'm going to make it for New Year's. We probably won't go anywhere, but it's not the kind of jacket that I'm going to wear to the grocery store. But look at this fabric. Isn't that amazing? So it's a stretch silver pleather. And actually on the inside, it's kind of a gold. So I'm thinking I might switch up and use both of them, although I haven't completely finished design. Look how stretchy that is. Don't you love a jacket like when you move and it moves with you, so you can make the jacket fit the way you want and not have to worry about it being constrained when you move your arms or lift your arms up and the jacket goes flying. So yeah, so I love this. So this is due to Minerva this week. So I will get that up and finished and on their website. But what a great jacket that's going to be. Right? Then my last project, this pattern came from a KB pattern swap, and KB Kittenish Behavior, she runs a website out of England. She's on an island out there somewhere, and every year her followers get together and they put their names in hats and they do a pattern swap. And so I had gotten a swap with a woman out in the Midwest, and we swapped a bunch of patterns and some fabric and little doodads and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. So I haven't had a chance to make this one yet. This is the McCall's M7695. It's a Palmer plush pattern. It's a cute little vest and jacket. I'm going to make the jacket down below, and I'm also going to make the vest. So it's actually a quilted pattern, and I have 2 fabrics. One I'm going to quilt and one I'm not going to quilt. The first one, for a test, I'm going to make the vest, this vest here. And I'm going to quilt it. And I have about a yard of this really nice stretch Ralph Lauren fabric, right, with all of the bells and whistles, the horse paraphernalia, and actually, yeah, it does a little bit, but mostly tassels and ribbons and things along that lines. So it's kind of a classic Ralph Lauren. So I'm going to make the vest out of that just to sort of give the pattern a test run to make sure that it fits the way I like it. I'm happy with the fit and everything before I move on to this one, because this fabric I got from Elliot Berman several years ago, and I absolutely adore it. And I want to make it's a sweater fabric. So I want to make just a big zip front sweater, you know, like Mr. Rogers, right? He used to have that navy blue sweater with the zip front. Well, I'm sort of it's not quite navy blue and it's not quite subtle, but it's got a Glen plaid with this burgundy and red soutache all over it, and it's stretchy, so it'll make a great sweater. It pretty much stretches one direction, right? So I'm going to make this version D down here, which has a zipper going up the front. Now, I started looking at this pattern and I was thinking, well, I want to make it really long, like this vest, but I want to make this jacket with the sleeves. And then I started reading the back of the pattern, and one of the things that you need to be really careful about is the drawings on here are just an interpretation. These are just drawings. Somebody drew these, they're just their interpretation. So I started looking at the lengths from the back of the neck to the bottom of the garment. And version A and B for a size 14 is 22 inches long. So version A and version B are 22 inches long. Well, first of all, when I look at this actual garment and this drawing, they don't look like they're the same length, right? This one looks shorter. So that was the first thing that scared me. And then I looked at pattern C, which I thought was the longest one, because when I look at this drawing, it looks pretty long. And that for a size 14 is 24 inches long. So it's 2 inches longer than the other one, which isn't a lot, but the difference between that and that is more than 2 inches in the drawing. So it's just interpretation. So I thought, well, let's look at pattern D, because that's what I want to make. Pattern D is 28 inches long. So this is 22 inches long from the back. This is 24 inches long from the back, and this is 28 inches longer than the back. So this garment is 6 inches longer than this one and 4 inches longer than that one. Now, if you looked at those line drawings, you would not know that. So it's really important to look at the back of the pattern and read what they've written there, because that will give you more of an indication of what you're going to get. So I'm excited for this one to come out, because I've had this fabric for a while and I've been thinking about making this sweater, because I'm thinking it's getting cold here in Massachusetts. It was 19 this morning when we went out for our walk, and so I want something cozy that I can pull on and zip up and just keep on, and that looks good. Besides, something besides like just a regular old sweatshirt. You know, this has a little bit more style to it. So yeah, that is what I have made and what I have coming up. Hopefully you will see the finished garments within the next 2 or 3 weeks, certainly very soon, because it's time to get back into sewing. Weather is getting cooler and you feel more kind of into the sewing vibe. Plus I want to get a bunch of stuff ready for gift giving. So we'll be making minky scarves. There'll be minky flying all over the studio. So look forward to that. Get some minky, really. Make some scarves, make a blanket. Your kids, grandkids, friends, they will absolutely love it. That people are going wild for it. So until next time, I will see you soon. Bye.